And now, Garden Talk, brought to you by Walter Anderson Nursery, San Diego's independent nursery since 1928.
I'm David Ross from Walter Anderson Nursery for Garden Talk. Pruning of roses, that season begins in Southern California in mid to late January, and that's the best time to cut them back to give them a healthy start for the following year. What you're going to need, though, is a few good tools to protect yourself. One is a good pair of gloves. Number two, and the most important, is a good pair of shears. Felco makes the best shears in the industry. They're ergonomically designed, and you get much more cutting power with much less effort. So if you have the hands and want to keep them for a few years and want them to feel better when you're done, get yourself a good pair of Felco shears. Also, you're going to need arm protectors. Roses have thorns, and if you've ever had a tug-of-war contest with a rose bush, you know the rose bush usually wins. So these stylish garden gaiters are sleeve protectors. You don't have to replace the whole thing when you wear through your gloves. Now, this is what I want your rose bush to look like in December, late December, January, before you prune. We have dead seed heads up top and rose hips, which means our rose bush has had a little bit of time to rest. This will allow it to come out bigger and stronger in the spring and give you a bigger first flush of flowers. Now, if you're growing your roses for landscape, we're just going to want to kind of cut the whole thing back and make it a shorter bush. You don't have to be as drastic as when you want to cut and bring them in. You get rid of crossing branches and small branches inside the plant and dead branches, but otherwise you're just kind of thinning it out a little bit. This will give you a lot of blooms in the spring, but not as long of stems and not as large of blooms. It'll look like this when we're done. But if you want to cut flowers, we're going to thin this out much more and get rid of everything that has bloomed for 2 or 3 years, because they're only good for a couple of years. And this is kind of what the plant's going to look like when we get done. For more information on pruning roses, check out this great book, How to Prune Fruit Trees and Roses, or go to our website, www.walteranderson.com. I'm David Ross for Garden Talk, and we'll see you next time.
Visit Walter Anderson Nursery for all your gardening and outdoor care needs. San Diego's independent nursery since 1928.